Tonight, I stood my final watch at Coast Guard Sector Key West. These last 4 years in one of our nation's busiest maritime domains have been immeasurably rewarding and very formative. If there's one thing that I learned being a search and rescue planner, it's that you can make any plan, have a system in place for achieving the objectives of that plan, and yet things can still and will invariably always go wrong. You have to have an adaptive mindset, a tireless work ethic, and you need to always be prepared for the worst case scenario. In this job, you tend to only remember the bad things, where people die on your watch, and you're haunted by periods of ephemeral hindsight. I've talked to grieving mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, friends of long lost loved ones. I've been in rooms where we have to then tell those same families that we're calling off the search for their missing loved one. It's not glamorous, it's not sensationalized, it's not fun, it's real, it's raw, and it's ugly. There's this song by Florence and the Machine, and it's called Never Let Me Go. And in my mind, it's about experiencing death by the ocean, but in a very beautiful and graceful and accepting way. That might sound macabre, but hearing this song was my selfish and cathartic way of rationalizing with this notion of mine, and I found it to be very therapeutic. When I started this job, I was 23 years old, and looking back through my story-arced career, I can recount these incredible, indelible moments. Moments of unparalleled collaboration, unbreakable teamwork, personal resilience, and it was all for the sake of preserving human life at sea. I've never felt like a hero, but I always recognized the importance of the work that I was involved in. I took great pride in being a silent facilitator, the person behind the scenes, and all the while, the real heroes were, the men and women wearing foul weather gear and who had faded blue uniforms that were adorned with salt by the sea. And I'm talking about the rescue swimmers, the air crew, the boat crews, the coxswain. Those are the heroes, the people who were extending their hands out to rescue those in peril from the sea. For the longest time, I portrayed myself as confident and as competent so that I could convince myself and others that I was those things. Um, the truth is that I felt as though I faked my way to the top. Um, but great leaders took the time to invest in me. People who stood to benefit in no way, who gained nothing, took the time to invest in me. And it was under their guidance, under their leadership, under their tutelage, that I learned the nuances of critical decision making and the underestimated value of empowering those under your charge with complete, utter autonomy. And eventually, this preconceived facade that I enslaved myself in, it faded away. And I became the very thing that I always pretended to be: confident. So, with that retrospective understanding and self-awareness, I can say that my finest hours do not take residence in the number of search and rescue cases that I ran, or the number of lives that I assisted in saving. I can say that my finest hours take residence in the moments of self-discovery and sporadic confidence. Confidence that came from hours spent battling my inner demons of self-efficacy and feelings of imposter syndrome. When you graduate from the National Search and Rescue School, you're authorized to wear this special pin, which is an albatross. An albatross is regarded as good fortune for mariners. A lot of people don't wear their pins, but I do. For me, it was never about the accomplishment of that pin and what it took to get it, because really it's not that hard. For me, it's always been about what that pin represented. It's symbolic. It means that I'm always gonna be at my best when I'm on watch. It means that I'm always ready so that others may live. And I took that pretty seriously. So, to be here before you now and be in the final chapter of all this is it's a humbling experience. It's mixed emotions, but it's an experience that I wouldn't change for the world, and and I'm proud of it. I'm very proud of it, and I'm proud of the people that I made magic with on watch. Um, so thank you. Thanks.